files.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here for now. I'm gonna search up quickly and see if we can, if there's a way I can just transfer the file over like a USB or something.
There's a command in Docker to save the file. It's you can save it and then reload it.
On another one, on another machine.
Docker, there's actually a Docker command to do that.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I just got.
Minus I is to install it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I just found it. Thank you. So we're gonna do that. Okay, we'll do.
It's confusing. It's just the image name, and then afterwards
Yeah.
we want the actual file. The image name I think has to go first. As it's saved in your.
No, I think the image name is second here.
Not very well written.
And then I might be able to send that to people over like a USB or something, or no connection. I'm gonna. Hopefully that'll go.
Where does it store those files? Because I essentially have them, right? So maybe
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. Well, I should have them. You would have to just run that same command. Maybe it'll. Because basically it'll save them as a tar.
Right now I'm running them, right?
Yeah. So right now what it's doing is it's building your.
Oh, it's still building.
Yeah. So.
Where are those files? In the file system.
It should be, I think, try under like your disk C, then users, then your current user. And there should be like a .docker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think they might have them there, but I don't know if you can just copy them themselves. I think you actually need to save them like this to be able to then kind of reopen it on somebody else's machine. Okay, we'll see how long this takes to run. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Oh crap. Hold on. Okay. It was a space issue. Let me just see. This looks fine. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can quickly clean up some space. So I'll just get rid of some of the intermediate images. Okay, here we go. So I'm inside the repo that I cloned, and here, for example, I can run. I already built the image, so I can run this command, which basically does docker run, and then it runs the container for me. So when I'm running, basically once you get through these steps, what you will do is then you would run the image. This initial step isn't necessary any longer, actually. That's why it's crossed out. Sorry, so basically what you want to do first is just get your Docker machine IP. because you're going to need it for later. Because if you've ever used Jupyter Notebooks before, you're probably used to going to just localhost, and then it kind of connects to your Jupyter Notebooks. Docker just runs on its own kind of IP on your computer, so you just need to connect to that instead of localhost, and that's really the only difference. So I would go Docker machine IP here. That's somewhere like. And then I'll run this command from you. But really what it does is we're saying from Jupyter TensorFlow Notebook. So what this is it's an existing image that we're using that Jupyter already built for us. And then we're saying we want to add layers on top of that. So that's generally how Docker works, is you say have some base layer that's just like plain like Ubuntu or something. And then on top of that, you might add some layer that's like just a basic Python installation. And then somebody else could then take that image and then add like, I want to install TensorFlow. And now I'm going to have an image that has the base layer, Python installed, and then we have TensorFlow added on top of that as well. And then they would use that. And what's nice then is that, for example, if you have an image on your system that say, what that basically does is it caches the layers. So if you have an image already on your system that has like Python in it and like the base layer setup, then when you want to add on like say a different layer, it just will need to only download and set up that layer instead of having to reset up the whole kind of system, which works pretty nicely. So here all we're doing is we're just running commands. We're saying pip install an LTK, so that'll just set up the image with an LTK already set up. And we're also just running, because an LTK needs to actually download the parts that kind of, it uses like the books and the examples in it, and some of the models and stuff. So this command just takes care of doing all of that. So then when somebody downloads the image, like all of that is already set up for them. And then we're just copying all of our examples into the Docker. Yeah, I think the problem is it's the file won't fit inside there.
You can slip it or
It's a
Yeah.
16 gig drive.
Oh,
Just
okay.
reformat the drive in Windows.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just
Okay.
reformat it and then you're good.
Okay. Sorry, let me just. Oh, it says there's more. That's weird. Let me try that again. Okay, yeah, I might have to. Right. Sorry, let me go back to.
Yep.
So I'll just have to format as a different. Do you happen to know if these other ones have similar?
Exe fat might be.
Either is it, or you can use NTFS.
Yeah, you can
everybody
go
on
on.
Windows.
TFS.
Okay, I'll try exe.
Yeah,
exe,
that works.
yeah. Yeah.
16 exabytes.
Okay.
Should be okay.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
So this gives you the idea
Okay. We're just gonna transfer that, and all right, we're making some
Yes.
progress. Thank you. probably might have closed it because it was taking too long. Okay, so let's see what happens if we just.
I think connection to the YouTube broken or something because it's constantly spinning.
Oh,
Probably
I
just
see.
the
Okay, yeah.
internet.
Yeah. Is that still the same? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
that's
just
still on.
yours is behind because
Nikita, do you have a micro USB micro USB cable?
I might have one actually. Let me take a look.
Because otherwise my Wi-Fi is down.
You mean like this?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check the stream right now.
It's USB Type-C. Do you have micro USB? No.
No. All right, so once we got this here, I'm gonna try and transfer it to. You're fine if we use it on other people's computers, right?
No,
yeah,
please, no,
okay.
just so we can format it, no problem.
All right, thank you. All right, so once we're done with that, so meanwhile, I'll show you this command. So run this here. So what this does is it basically starts the container. Example, you have notebooks. I also made I just call it notebooks because you might also want to just have regular Python files inside there. And then we've got TensorFlow and NLTK in here. So for example, if we go into something like, let's go into, for example, NLTK right now, there's just like a really like 3-line kind of code in here. All it does really is like, and we can run it right now. All we're doing here is I just put it as an example. You can actually run an LTK inside here, and like the previous commands worked. Is that you're just importing an LTK, which is the natural language toolkit, which is often used for various like natural language processing tasks and things like that. We're not going to go too much specifically into LTK today, just because that's like not the main focus. But we may have kind of a presentation or a workshop on that in the future. But all we're doing here is we're just importing all the books from an LTK, because it comes with like some sample books you can use. And then we're just kind of finding all these, for example, occurrences of monstrous inside the book Moby Dick here. And that's all that's going on. For these notebooks, for example, for TensorFlow, we can have an example like this here. So this is something some people might be familiar. It's just the MNIST data set, which is just handwritten digits. So here what we're doing is we have a couple of things going on. We're importing TensorFlow and NumPy just to work with the numbers a bit easily. Sorry, with like the arrays a bit more easily. Then we're using Keras, which Keras is basically this library built to make it easier to work with. It's kind of like an abstraction layer, but it makes it easier to work with things like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and things like that, because you kind of write very similar code, and you then just tell it, do you want it to work with TensorFlow or with PyTorch or like some of the other libraries it supports, and then you can write kind of simpler, like smaller code without having to worry about too much about the details of something like TensorFlow itself. So it's grown in popularity quite a bit. All we're doing here is just telling it to make sure we're using, right now this is using the CPU because we don't, this is like a simpler example, doesn't really need GPU here. There are ways to connect Docker to the GPU as well for more complicated operations. I can put some links on that afterwards on how you would get that setup going. So what we have here then is we're just importing the MNIST data set, and we're setting up a test set and a train set, which this kind of library already nicely provides for us. So it's like great, especially for like if you're a beginner in this area. Kind of it has already like a really nice like pre-processing of it. You don't have to worry about like your how you split the data, shuffling it, and stuff like that. So then we're just using PyPlot to plot these images. So we'll actually run it here. Then we get like 97, 98. I think it gets almost like 99 by the end or so, which is, the accuracy is pretty good. Then again, also MNIST is the data set that's been explored very, very heavily. It's like almost the standard in image recognition. So, oh, thank you. Okay. Sorry, whose is this?
Mine.
Oh, okay. So I'll transfer it onto that one next as well. So, okay. We've got the. It's on here. Oh,
mine's all fixed up.
Oh, it's
Something
finished
else.
already. Is there still downloading?
It's
Or?
still downloading.
It's all
Okay.
finished.
Could you try?
Did you copy files?
Is it almost?
Nikita, it doesn't have files yet. You have to copy them.
I copied them onto.
Ah.
No, this is his USB.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Wait, sorry, hold on.
no, it's just that one I just. Oh.
No, they're the same
look
one.
the same.
They look the same. Yeah. Okay, let me just check that this is the right one.